First of all, your reaction to these cuts, the cost-saving measures that are coming at a time when we're also seeing ad spending plummeting as well.
I think this is a really positive development because on the last call, they said, we don't care. We're running a long-term business. We're going to keep growing costs, which is not what the market wants to hear. Right now, the market wants free cash flow. And I think Wall Street doesn't want them to cut search employees. We don't want them to cut YouTube employees. What we want them to cut is shut down businesses in a division that they call moonshots, which means it's going to pay off someday after the metaverse pays off. We want them to shut down those employees and shut down those businesses because these guys are supposed to be running a business, which is a return on capital idea, not quasi-governmental R&D that may pay off or not 15 years from now. They shouldn't be public and do that. That should be done in a private enterprise funded by something else, not public shareholders. So I would like to see them take all of these employees out of moonshots.
Okay, well, what do you think are the moonshots? I mean, is it ChatGPT and the AI chatbots? What do you consider moonshots?
Now, they're losing billions of dollars, and ChatGPT is new. I mean, I think what's shameful about the ChatGPT is that these guys, Google was way ahead on AI for many, many years. So I'm a little confused, and they spend tens of billions of dollars doing R&D on AI. So I'm a little confused as to how a little startup has beat them to the punch. Now, admittedly, ChatGPT gives a lot of wrong answers, and Google can't do that. With Google search, they have to give right answers. But it will help Google if ChatGPT goes to a subscription revenue source, because that will leave search free. So that will be and supported by ads like Google is. So that will actually save Google and buy them some time. But I am very surprised that Google isn't in front of this AI stuff, and they're now playing catch up to the ChatGPT startup.
One stray thought, Laura, and then I'll ask a question. The stray thought is this. With so many of these big tech companies laying off tens of thousands of workers, I wonder whether they're each sort of giving cover to one another to take those kinds of cuts. Fair point, fair observation?
Yeah, I think so. I think Google, so long as Meta and Microsoft and Apple were saying we're not laying people off, Google was saying that too. Now that they've got high cover from almost every other tech company, they're like, yeah, we're going to lay off people too. I mean, a little bit because of COVID, the inmates are running the prison here.
Yeah, and then the other point is, you know, look at what happened at Twitter. So many, much larger percentage of workers went away there, and that operation seems to still be operating. But let me ask you this. Let me cut to the Martin chase here, and that is that you think Google is worth more broken up than it is as a whole. Do you anticipate that happening in any scenario that you can foresee?
So, you know, we had the Needham 25th Annual Growth Conference last week, and we had an FCC commissioner on stage, and big as that in Washington, D.C. And I think there is a non-zero probability that they actually decide that Google's too big and it needs to be broken up, which would be great for the share price, in my opinion. And by the way, then you'd really, really have to shut down these other bets, these moonshots that they fund.